Hey everybody, Jeff from Corrugated Cavalier here. Sorry that it's been a minute since I've uploaded anything. We had some family in town. Our daughter just turned 1 year old, so kind of a big deal, and we had a big party and stuff like that. Good times. Anyways, I'm back, and today I want to talk about something that's actually very near and dear to my heart, but I hadn't really been using it as a tool so much in my sword training. As some of you know, I'm a musician. I also teach music as like my day job. And something that I always tell my students, and one way that I got better at music pretty quickly, was to use improvisation as a tool when you're learning, and particularly in music with like scales and stuff like that. It's very helpful. With sword, people might call this just like flowing or something like that, and I get that. There's like a kind of a connection to like the physical sensation of flowing there. And that term is used sometimes in music as well for rappers and stuff like that. So yeah, it's either is good, improvisation, flowing, whatever. So what I think is valuable about improvisation is that you get to just focus on enjoying yourself and being relaxed and flowing, and also being a little bit creative. Instead of just drilling technique all the time, which is important for sure. But this also gets you doing some things that you might not otherwise. And it will also do things that you'll find things that are good and comfortable for you and your body while you're doing it. It also puts your techniques or whatever you're learning into a more dynamic training environment, because you're moving and just reacting to what's going on at the time. Even though you don't have an opponent, that's okay. You're still reacting to what's going on with your sword at the time, and maybe you can envision an opponent or whatever. So when I was improvising before, I started in one of my favorite posto, dente di zinghiato, and I just kind of started flowing back and forth. And what I noticed right away was I started moving laterally a lot more than I normally would. A lot of times, I have a little bit of lateral movement, but it's a lot of straight back or back and forth. So I move laterally a lot more. And I also came up with some things that I might not have otherwise. I've been working on this thing that's sort of from Bolognese, but still fits into the Fiore tradition, called the falso dritto. And for Fiore, it would be like coming from posta di finestra and doing a reverso sottano, but I use it with a step back or to the side. So I started noticing a lot more places to fit this in when I was improvising. Coming around here, after a reverso or something like that. And I started fitting it in a lot of places. And I came up with a longer combo off of something that I was doing with dente di zinghiato, and then adding in something from Guy Windsor's cutting drill. So I did sort of like a normal dente di zinghiato thing that I normally do: beat, attack the arms, and then I would come around with a little turn of the sword to do a reverso, right? And then I would come to posta di finestra for that falso dritto. And this is part of Guy Windsor's cutting drill. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but mezzano, and then into punta falsa. That was terrible. And then pommel strike, boom. And then here I actually use the Fiore spada una mano going backwards, and this just happened naturally, as if I was getting myself out of trouble trying to get my second hand back on the sword after coming from half swording or something like that. But it just kind of happened naturally. So from dente di zinghiato, so that just covered a lot of things in a couple seconds, and I would have never thought of that if I weren't improvising. Am I ever going to use that in sparring, that whole sequence? Probably not, but I might use chunks of it. But you can also do this with an imaginary partner, or on your pel, to get some more like free sparring and distance management. And so let's take a look at some actions with Paul. So I'm just going to do a little relaxed flowing with Paul here. You could go like more intense and do like sort of an actual like bout with the pel, which I have been doing, but that's not the purpose of what I'm doing here. So I'm still just thinking about flow.
Oh man, here we go again. Gonna get hit in the face a bunch. Doesn't Jeff ever think that I might want to get a point too? Well, at least he doesn't hit me too hard. Could take me out of the rain once in a while, though.
And you can work on specific things. Or, like I said, you can just flow. So that's all I have for you all today. I hope that this gave some people some ideas. Improvisation in your training, it's useful. Cool down, warm up, or sometimes if I just have like 10 minutes after I put the baby down and I've got a little bit of daylight left, it's a great way to spend 10 minutes. All right, thank you all for coming by the channel. Please click like, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at CorrugatedCava1. See you around. Share this with people who might find it interesting. Thank you all. Be good to each other, and ciao.